meeting again because I was hoping to save us $5,000, and I ran into a little problem once I got the contract. So I noticed that they were missing 2 modules. One of them was going to be for our agendas, board agendas, board packets, and board meetings. The other one was an HR module. I looked back at my proposal. It wasn't on the proposal as well. So I contacted Tyler, see what we could do about it, and they were willing to negotiate. So the 2 modules that we missed would run us about $25,000 more over a 5-year period. What I negotiated with them is for it to only be $5,000 more over the 5-year period. They're just going to charge us for training on it instead. So I told them that I needed to bring that to the council before any decisions could be made on it.
Tell me again, would you?
$25,000 more.
Is June 30th perhaps the end of their fiscal year?
I think it might be the end of the quarter. They're really trying to get this taken care of before June 30th or by June 30th.
So if I understand this correctly, it's $1,000 per year based on what otherwise was going to be.
It was going to be $4,000 per year over the next 5 years plus $5,000 in training.
No. What we looked at the last time was $50,000 a year.
It was right
52.
almost. I was almost 52.
52. So this is now going to be 53.
No, it's going to be 52 still.
Oh, I thought it was going to cost additional.
Where's that
The other $5,000 is training, which we would have to pay next year sometime. So training isn't part of the subscription agreement where we pay it on an annual basis. When the work is done, we pay them at that time. So instead of it running the 109,000, I think it's or 119, it's closer to 114,000.
So we didn't have training in what we saw before.
We did.
We did, yes.
But now they're charging us for the training.
Just an additional $5,000 for the additional training for these extra 2 modules.
For those
The
2
cost of
modules.
the 2 modules.
Right.
I understand that.
So there's no software cost for the modules, there's just additional training.
Just additional training costs.
This June 30th, as much as I hate a car salesman telling me what it's going to take to get me that car today, I don't like that kind of stuff. But I recognize that there are time limits to certain things. I think that maybe had we had a better system in place before we went to the estimated billing, that might have alleviated a lot of problems that many of our people, my mother-in-law included, have had to endure with regard to those added expenses and things. And discounting the most obvious and the most glaring being the benefit to staff in the
Track record. I know of one problem that they had with the utility company that it ended up political, is what I was told, and that they were doing everything that they needed to do to get it straightened up. They just weren't given the time to do it.
That kind of parallels with a question I had for you, and have you talked with any of the other city administrators who are utilizing this product, and how satisfied are they with it?
Everyone, I went to a meeting last week for government financial officers information, and what I talked to was a couple of people that are using it up there as well, and they were extremely happy with it. They were saying, we don't have any wait time for our any kind of problems that we have. Whenever they have to call in for help, they say they get it immediately. They said it's a wonderful product, and they wouldn't have any problem recommending it to us.
And if I recall correctly, Raton uses this as well as Los Animas County
Right.
and Pueblo. Any discussions with any of those folks?
I did talk to the one to Los Animas County, and actually I talked to Christy again today, and she was saying, no, it does do what we need. We just need to watch for a couple of things, and when you get to that point, let me know, and we'll talk about it then. But it's just a matter of when you put dates in the system, is what she was saying. I talked to the finance person in Raton as well about it, and they said, no, it works really good. We don't have any problem with it as well. So, and they do have their utilities on it as well. So, I
types of modules and different types of software. Some of them seem to be more successful than others, and some of their clients seem to do better than others. The only thing that I find scary is when you look at the way that they handle issues. They had written in one of the statements to the newspaper that anytime you build something new, there's going to be glitches and bugs. Well, what we have to realize, by using a company that's outside of the state, every time there's an issue, you're going to have to pay to bring them here. And it's not going to be cheap. As for training, how many of the people do you think on staff here are going to be able to handle 2 days of training? Did you look at how they're expecting you to enter the data or convert it over? Who here is capable of doing that? They're relying so much on you guys. And in the way that they have everything set up, if you look through their website, if anything goes wrong, it's going to be your fault. It was just kind of scary for me. We do a lot of work like this. In fact, if we took on a contract like this, we'd work with like MPI, a big company that we work with out of Florida, and of course an accounting firm. We wouldn't have done anything like this on our own. And we had put in a proposal to do the same very thing probably 9 months ago to Mr. Aker. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. Yeah, we had almost everything that they had put, we had put. We didn't go into detail because we didn't know what you needed. We'd been waiting for this RFP for quite a while. We thought we were going to be contacted at least to put in a bid. Whether we get it or not is neither here nor there. Life is life, but we would have liked the opportunity. But the only thing that scares me is the responsibility. How much responsibility is on Trinidad? I'm here every day. I'm helping people every day with their software, with their websites, with their Facebooks, and I know how much training it takes. And I really don't think that somebody who isn't local or willing to have somebody here is going to be able to do it.
And you said no?
We contacted several of the companies that we thought would work with us the best. Cassell is another one that is used throughout the state. Tyler is another one that's used throughout the state. We've contacted them. We also contacted ADG. They came and gave us a proposal as well. They're out of Denver. But they were not, the ADG was more of a lateral movement than an upgrade. So we were wanting to get somebody that could do totally everything in their own, under their
How do you know they can't?
Who's that? I didn't know they could even do anything.
Sure.
You know, I'm not putting a plug in for Jay and E.R.A here, but going to the I-25 corridors meetings and stuff like that, I have actually seen the work that these two people have done. And I'm not a computer whiz right now. I don't intend to be a computer whiz. But what they have done and what I have seen is great. It's really great. And to me, I don't know if Mr. Downs there had the opportunity of really reading this contract with the short time period that we had to do this. And I'm in agreement with Anthony. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow on a time period, and I know these big companies have time periods to do this. But to me, in my gut's feeling is saying, you know, don't rush into things. When you rush into things, we have a problem. And I know we need an update on this computer stuff. We needed it last year or 2 years ago or whatever it is. But the way I'm feeling right now, if it takes a no vote for me to save the city $5,000 and be wrong, or do I have a yes vote and save the city, you know, I mean a no vote to save the city $250,000, you know, I feel better on that. But I think this is a shot in the arm that we're looking for. We're talking about marijuana stuff, bringing in economy and stuff like this. And this is not a shot in the arm for Jay and E.R.A. It's just the point that they're local people. They do a fantastic job. I think that we should give them a chance and look at what they could do. And there's another part, a good thing about it, maybe they could add another 40 or 50 jobs.
Geez, have you served in light software? with all due respect to the presentation you make, it does do a disservice to Tyler to have you as a competitor come up and shoot their bid.
Especially
Wait,
since
let me
I put my
finish.
proposal in a year before they were ever contacted.
It does do a disservice, my point was, it does do a disservice to Tyler to have a competitor come up and assassinate their proposal.
You can look at it yourself.
Will you allow me to continue, please? From my own experience, I know where my wife works, their software and their work, their support work comes from FPS Gold in Utah. They have training, they have webinars, my wife and 2 employees just got back from a training. They can do things out of state. Okay, I think that it's a disservice to our staff to think that they can't grasp the training in 2 days. I think that it's an assault on their character and their mentalities. They're intelligent people.
I think that you're being a little
Allow me
bit
to
rude,
finish,
sir.
please. Software, what do you have available?
We just built one for Florida. We have,
That's not what I asked you. Tell me about
She
what
just
you have
answered
to
to you.
offer the city of Trinidad in financial software such as being recorded.
you know what, it's very simple.
I'm listening.
What you need